And welcome back. We are live here in Toronto, Major League Gaming Pro Circuit. It is getting very exciting in here as we are ready right now for match number 1 between Final Boss and Time to Prove. And with the new look Final Boss coming up, what's going on, Chris?
Dude, I'm excited for this match. I cannot wait to see the new Final Boss team play. And they're going up against a team that just played on the main stage, so they're warmed up. Time to Prove. And Brad Fox from Time to Prove is looking really good right now. But the team we want to talk about first, of course, is the red team. It's going to be Final Boss. Now with Walshy, the former captain of Final Boss, being replaced, we now have Ogre 1 stepping up into that captain's role. His twin brother, Ogre 2, is there. Strong side, of course. And the new face to Final Boss, Neighbor, is joining them as well.
Yeah, Chris, I'm excited too, man. This is the first time we get to watch Final Boss play, and this is what you're going to watch for. We're going to watch a new playstyle from Final Boss, especially with Neighbor on the team. He's sneaky, he's aggressive all at the same time, and I expect him to hold the power weapons. This whole team as a whole, I'd expect him to be aggressive as well.
Well, I hope they play really aggressively. That is the most exciting Halo to watch, of course, Nexie. But that's the Neighbor man, the newest face to Final Boss. But he is going to be playing against the blue team, and that is Time to Prove. Now, Time to Prove, that consists of Batman, Brad Fox 2, In the Clutch, and Timeliest Brute. Now, we've seen In the Clutch in the first Meadowlands and the San Diego event. It's his third time around on ESPN Saturday night. I'm excited to watch him. I think these guys are ready. Batman, I was talking to him a little bit earlier. He says, you know what? We're not worried about the big names. We're just here to play Halo. We're here to win.
That's right, Chris. They have a mountain to climb in front of them right now. And here's a few things that they might want to try to do against the Final Boss team. First of all, they need to stay focused. They need to bring the momentum that they just beat the business with and apply it to this game against a Final Boss. And they can't get down on themselves. If they lose a game, they have to just get their heads back in the game, go into the next series. They have to overwhelm them with teamwork and just control those power weapons. Do not let Neighbor snipe.
Alrighty, well, they definitely need to do a bunch of things to win against Final Boss. They're going to be gunning for the new squad. You see the Ogres getting ready there. We are going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, Game 1 of the Best of 5 series, we're kicking it off here ESPN Saturday night live from Toronto, Canada.
And we're live here in Toronto, getting ready for some very exciting stuff between Final Boss and Time to Prove. And let's get into the game right now. Puckett.
Yeah, dude. Right now, we got Final Boss, the 4th-seeded team. They're going up against Time to Prove, the 13th-seeded team. And we're getting it all started right now with Game 1. It's Capture the Flag on Onslaught. Now, Farouk, we know Onslaught, the fastest game type here on the circuit. I can't wait to get it started. And when we do get it started, which player do you want to watch?
Well, I know I'm going to probably keep my eye on Neighbor to see how the new look Final Boss is going to be going down. I'm definitely excited to see what happens there.
All right, well, here we go. One final moment for some team strategy over there on the Final Boss side. They're talking to their new coach for this event, Nexie. That's Bravo. Now, tell me a little bit about this guy.
Well, Bravo, I think he coached a few other pro teams, pretty successful. I'm not too sure exactly what teams he's coached. Do you know, Chris?
Well, Bravo, he's been in the league for a while. He's been successful for a lot of teams. Now, he was going to coach Triggers Down for the last event, but they ended up going with Mazik. Now, Bravo instead has his first big opportunity. You see him there sitting behind Ogre 2. He's excited. I was talking to him earlier. He said this is the best squad he's ever coached. And you know what? Final Boss listens to every word he says, and he loves that. They respect him as a coach, and we are getting this one underway. Let's go with Neighbor right away here from Final Boss, the new member. He dies immediately as Time to Prove has a strong start. Now, I'm looking at a player from Time to Prove. It looks like it was In the Clutch. He didn't have the right settings to start that game. That is not the way to start a tournament, especially against Final Boss. We're staying on board with Neighbor right now as he's going up against Timeliest Brute, who is top A.
You know, I got to admit, if I were to choose any game type to kick it off to watch the new Final Boss, it would absolutely be Onslaught CTF. I just love how fast this game is played. As you can see, there's already a flag out.
Alrighty, well, Neighbor moving in to make the easy return. Bottom middle, he's got 2 players in front of him now. Brad Fox takes him out. We're going to stay on board, though, with Neighbor because I want to see how he fits in with the new squad.
Already, guys, I see a lot of communication going on down there between the Final Boss.
Well, I think JT Bravo, like you were saying, is really going to make a difference for him. I mean, they've only had to coach a few tournaments in the past. Hasn't really worked out for him. But JT Bravo's already yelling in their ears. He's already taking initiative.
Well, as you can see on Neighbor's dead body, Time to Prove already had the flag out. But Neighbor's now moving in to make a second return for Final Boss. Final Boss struggling early on next year. Are you surprised here? I was expecting them to come out of the gates and dominate Time to Prove.
You know what? They just might need to warm up a little bit. Nobody just jumps into a game of Halo and dominates. Time to Prove just came out with a long series. They're nice and warm. Let's give Final Boss a little more time.
Alrighty, well, Neighbor is still on respawn, having a tough start to this game. He tossed the flag out momentarily, but it was an easy return. Only a minute 30 into this game. Neighbor going to work, bottom middle now against In the Clutch.
Well, I am watching Final Boss starting to get set up now. Actually, now they just lost their setup, but we're seeing them try to get top control and just trying to keep the Time to Prove team off the top over and over again.
Well, Ogre 2 is taken off the top, B, Strong Side off the top, A, and Time to Prove is touching the flag for a third time this game so far. In the Clutch making a rookie mistake, dropping the flag. No worry, though. He has his friends to cover him for a minute, but Ogre 1 steps up and takes him down. Batman trying to put it in for Time to Prove as they score against Final Boss here, Nexie.
You got to be happy with that cap right there. I mean, they took the momentum. They used it. They're outslaying Final Boss right now.
Alrighty, well, right now we are sitting on board with Batman while his flag is out. He's going to be the first one to respawn, so we'll see what he can do. You see him grenading that flag with Final Boss. They're no noobs. They know to wait. Slay first. But Batman, being a sneaky beam, comes in with the back smack.
There we go. You're seeing Batman get a little clutch there. He lost a fight to Ogre 2. We got 3 members of the Time to Prove team down right now. And Final Boss, I expect him to get super aggressive and try to run a flag right here.
Well, Ogre 2 gets shut down in the base. I'm going on board with Tomley's Brute right now. He's one of my favorite players to talk to, let alone watch here on the circuit.
Tomley's Brute is great. Chris, I got to call you out on it, man. You called In the Clutch a rookie, but I've seen him up on main stage. I saw him on ESPN Saturday night a few times.
Oh, I was saying making a rookie mistake as in he noobed it up there for a minute, but you know what? Don't try and correct me, son. We're going on board with Ogre 1. Ogre 1 putting in the first flag for Final Boss as they tie it up 1-1 after 3.5 minutes.
I see some control out of Final Boss now.
Alrighty, well, right now it looks like Time to Prove is getting intense. We're watching Brad Fox. He was the player on the end there. He's moving in now, right now with Batman, and he sneaks up behind Neighbor, now trying to go to work against Strongside. And check out the aggressive play to just charge into FB's base. I'm extremely impressed right now, by the way. Time to Prove is handling this match against FB.
That was insane. Do you think Final Boss underestimated Time to Prove? Did you think they wouldn't come out this aggressive or something? Like, what's going on?
To be honest, I didn't even know if we would be watching Time to Prove in this match against Final Boss. They were really struggling the round before against Mimic and JRG and Scrub on the business. We're staying on board right now with Brad Fox, too. He is trying to clear out his base because Neighbor's all over. And now you're going to see Time to Prove push forward with 3 members from Final Boss dead. But Ogre 2, the last member alive, is making things happen. You see Brad Fox calling out to his team. He's coming off the respawn now. He's got a player in his base. That's Ogre 2. Ogre 2 goes down. No, he doesn't. Stays alive for a minute. And check out Ogre 2. How impressive was that, Nexie? We're going on board with his twin brother, Ogre 1, who's trying to keep this flag alive.
Already, I've been watching Ogre 1, and I won't lie, he's let me down a little bit this season, but he's coming out on fire. He's not losing battles. Please win this one and don't make me look done. There you go.
All right.
Dude, he's on fire.
Well, he's trying to get that way. I would not describe that as on fire at all. He did win a BR battle, but look at the score. It's 1-1. Final Boss struggling with Time to Prove, the 13th seed here in Game 1. But it's early. Let's not make a big deal out of it. Ogre 1 just shooting to shoot, it looks like. Or Strong Side, rather. Now moving in to return the flag. Here's In the Clutch, but he is going to get sandwiched, and now Final Boss is going to come up on a counter cap. Here's Batman. Batman's actually really impressed me. Batman, a former member of Chilled Reality, now here on his new squad, Time to Prove. And honestly, I didn't think he was that great when I was watching him on Field Reality. He's really put in some time, some practice, and he's playing much better here on the main stage. It must be that extra boost of momentum and adrenaline, and we're watching Time to Prove put in a second flag.
They are playing their game right now. They are not stopping. They're playing so aggressive. I don't think Final Boss could have ever prepared for this.
And what's impressive to me is the right side of the stage is cheering for this Time to Prove team. Let's jump on board with Batman, who's trying to stay alive here, top of the B-base.